Hello and welcome everyone. This is Shashank Tyagi from Edukemy. I hope this message finds you fit and fine. So in this video, we are going to discuss introduction of the topic theories of the state, which is in paper 1 section A, right? Topic number 2. So for your convenience, I have divided this particular topic into two parts. As all of you know, we are having the series of understanding topics of PSIR optional. Okay, so for this particular topic, there are two videos. Let me share the lecture flow. In this video, we are going to start with trend analysis, what is marks wise weightage of this particular section. Then we are going to have a look what are the type of questions which are asked from this particular unit, right? Because ultimate purpose is to handle the questions which are going to be asked, right? Then we are going to understand the concepts of state, okay? Then difference between state and government and difference between state and nation, okay? In general methodology, what students do, students take a look on what is written in syllabus. And syllabus has mentioned theories of the state, liberal, neoliberal, Marxist, pluralist, post-colonial, feminist, right? And they directly jump into these particular topics and start, they try to understand, and also they try to cram certain, name of scholars and what was their perspective. Okay, although these things are important, but these things are going to yield result when you have base understanding of each concept. And for this, you need to have this differentiation clear in your mind. Okay. So when it comes to theories of state, you can just see in 2020, 2019, 10 marker was asked, and in 2020, the weightage given was 20 marks. Okay. What are the type of questions? These are the type of questions. Means from each keyword, question has been asked to comment on, right? Then critical evaluation of monistic pluralistic theory of state. As we move into this unit, we reach a point where we discuss the concept of modern state. Okay. When we discuss concept of modern state, we discuss what is sovereignty and how sovereignty is essential facet of modern state. And when we discuss this sovereignty, we categorize this into monistic theory and pluralistic theory. And there comes this kind of question. Okay. Then we have challenges to sovereignty of state. After this, within this particular topic, theory of state, after we cover this monistic and pluralistic theory, we go to this particular subtopic, impact of globalization on theory, on I would say, conception of state, or you can say sovereignty of state. Okay. Now my point is, if question has been asked on impact of globalization on sovereignty of state, it doesn't mean that we should limit our understanding to this particular, boundary line only. If question has been asked impact of globalization, then we should think in such a way, what could be other impacts which are impacting the sovereignty of state. Okay, that is how we are going to handle any question which is asked on analysis of this particular subtopic. Okay, then the piece of advice is, don't cover this particular topic in a box. Why I'm saying that? Because your understanding on the theories of state are going to mature when you cover Western political thought, Indian political thought, and other topics like in political ideologies, you discuss liberalism, theory of power, this is a separate topic. So within these topics, there's interlinking on how conception of state has been viewed by different scholars, and if there is a chronology between all of these, and what are the underlying reasons for having these kind of views by these scholars. So if you link these, grab the story, then things will become a cakewalk. Okay. Now, so first of all, let's discuss what is concept of state. Okay. So before we start, first we should be clear what is not state. Okay, so state is not a country, first of all, because when we use the word country, it's a geographical expression. It means within this coordinates, within this territory, we can say this is a country, but that doesn't mean we can call it a state. So country is a geographical expression. Okay, then some people use the word state and government interchangeably, but when we use the word government, it is just one element of state. I'm going to elaborate on that. A piece of advice to anyone who is entering into the domain of PSIR for the first time: generally when you use the word state, you relate it with, okay, state means Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu. This is not what we are discussing here. Okay, why? There is possibility that a similar word, a same word, can have different connotations in different period of time, in different spheres. For example, when this word computer came into existence, so it was thought that the purpose of computer is to do some calculation. So whenever the word computer was used, it means it has something to do with calculation. But how many of you use computer for calculation as of now? So utility of that word has changed after considerable interval of time. Similarly, when we talk about political science, the word state is essential to political science. You can say that. Okay, so the meaning of state, which was used and which is being used in political science, that is what we are discussing here. And in other spheres, a state can have different meanings, and we are going to cover each aspect. Okay, you should not worry about that. Okay, now some people think that when we use the word state, it is similar to nation. No, because when I use the word nation, it comes from the word Nasci, Nasci, which means kinship, a sense of belongingness. So it may be possible that in a particular area there are a group of people who have common ethnicity, common race, common religion, common language, common historical links, and by these common links they have this sense of belongingness. So we can say that, okay, in this particular area, these groups are having sense of belongingness due to common language, common, this race, ethnicity, common historical links. Yes, these are nations. This group can be called a nation, but it is not necessary that this group or the area in which this group is residing can be called as a state. Okay, this is a general differentiation. Now I'm going to get into specificities. Okay, let's take one step at a time. First of all, what is the main difference between state and government? Okay, government is only one element. When I'm saying one element, why I'm saying one element? Because when I use the word state, it has four essential elements. One is population. I mean, there should be a population. Okay, then there should be a territory within which that population is residing, and there should be a government, means an institution which is governing, ruling, making laws, executing laws, ensuring that laws are followed. There should be a government for doing this purpose, for doing fulfilling this duty, and there should be sovereignty. When I say sovereignty, it means there's no external or internal interference, or I can say subjugation. Means you are totally free to decide for your own self. Okay, that is what we call sovereignty here in this differentiation. So since you already know as of now that when we use the word state, it means it has population, it has territory, it has government, it has sovereignty. And government is just one element of state. So why this element? Because this element has some purpose. And what is that purpose? That government acts as an agent or agency of state. Like I told you, that someone should be there to formulate the laws, to implement the laws, to ensure that laws are followed. So these particular functions are done by government. A group of people given some power, we can call, okay, this group, this structure is a government. But do you think that this structure, these set of people are permanent in nature? People come and go. These groupings come and go. The way of functioning of these people may change. There can be a revolution. And the way this function is going on can be changed. But state will be there. So we can say that state is abstract, but government is concrete. Why I'm saying that? Because state cannot be seen. It's a conception. Okay? There's a area, there's a population, there's government, and we have a sovereignty there. So this conception, this idea is a state. So a state is a concept. It is an idea. It's a name given to this particular community or the people who are living in this definite territory. But government can be seen. You can reach out to that office. Okay, this work can be done from there. You can reach out to the office of CM. You can reach out to the office of PM. So you know, okay, this is government. But state is a concept. State is an idea. Can you touch an idea? No. So state is intangible. You cannot touch state, but you can touch government. Government is tangible. Right? When it comes to membership of state, so tell me, what do you think? Membership of state is wider than membership of government, or it is vice versa, or it is other way around? Let me tell you that if you are born in India, you are a member of this state because you are given citizenship, because you are born in this territory. And as per this law, if law is saying, okay, if law is saying by birth you can have the citizenship here, okay, then you can have the citizenship. It means you are a member of state. But for becoming member of government, you have to fight election. Right? So you cannot be bound to be part of government. It's your will. If you want to fight election, you can become minister, then okay, you're part of government. Or you can, one is you are getting elected and becoming part of government, or you are in one particular position by clearing certain exam, and also you are becoming part of government. But as you are becoming member of government by getting elected or by clearing this exam. But when it comes to member of state, you are member of state from the start. You were born here, and that is why you were given citizenship of India, Indian state, right? So that is what I have explained in this slide. Okay. So I want your more focus on my word, on thinking process. So that is why this slide was a bit hidden. Okay. Now, this is clear. Another point is sovereignty belongs to state, not to government. Okay. When I say sovereignty, it means you are not bound by any external or internal influence to take decision for the welfare of this territory, this population. So this feature is of state. Government is only given a responsibility to use this. So government exercises power on the behalf of state. Okay, sovereignty belongs to state. The state is permanent, government is temporary. As I told you, government come and go regularly, but state is permanent. Okay, as India got independence in 1947, we were given sovereignty. By India Independence Act 1947, we were declared as sovereign power. Right? Our Constituent Assembly was given this responsibility that you are going to decide how our constitution would look like, what would be their features. So India was given status of state in 1947. But in following years, we saw different governments, right? So when it comes to this word nation, so nation, I already told you that it is a cultural, homogeneous group which share common language, common institution, common region, or historical experience. Some nations are sovereign state, but many are not. It may be possible there is a group which says, no, we have a distinct culture, distinct language, common belongingness, we are living in this territory, declare us as a state. So their demand can be accepted, or it is possible that their demand is not accepted. For example, you can search for the history of Ireland. Okay, so we have Northern Ireland, which is still part of UK, and we have Ireland. Okay, whose capital is Dublin. Now the point is, this Irish people said, we are Irish, we have distinct culture, common belongingness, historical linkage. So we are already a nation, but give us a status of state. So there was a fight. There was a long struggle. And after this long struggle, they were given that status. Okay, you are sovereign. This is your territory, this is your population, this is your government. Now you are sovereign. Decide whatever you think is best for you. So then we got Ireland as a state. So nation was present earlier also, but state was given later. Okay. Now, just look at these points. A state is a political organization. Nation is a social, cultural, psychological, or emotional or political unity. Right? And there's this word, multinational state. So use this word only in context of political science. Okay? Why I'm saying that? Multinational state. It means there is a possibility that within a particular state, there can be multiple nationalities, multiple nations. And I'm repeating that example again, this computer one. Many people think, how can multiple nations be present within a state? Yes, because now when we are using the word nation, we are using the word nation just for explaining a particular group, the common linkage they have, a sense of belongingness they have. We are not talking about nation as a political entity, because nation is a social, cultural, psychological, emotional, political entity. Okay, if it is given the status. So state can be created, while nation is always a result of evolution. I can give you another example for this. Okay, sometimes back there was a region, the name Catalonia, which was in news. So it is a part of Spain. So Catalonians were saying that we are a nation. Make us nation state. What is the difference between the two? We are a nation. So Catalonians were saying we have a distinct culture. We are part of Spain. Spain is a nation state. Means Spanish is a common link, and they are given the status of state. Means it's a sovereign body. It's a sovereignty was given to this particular area with population, with government. Now Catalonian was saying we are a nation because we have this social, cultural, psychological, emotional unity. Now declare as a nation. So they were demanding cessation from Spain. Right? A separate nation state they were demanding. Although these demands were not met. Okay. So still there are Catalonians living there. So that's why it is said that, okay, there can be multiple nationalities living within a state. Okay. Now, let me give you an example of India. India is a nation state because for us, the sense of common belongingness comes from one constitution. We are one nation. We have we have diversities. So many European political thinkers say that India is such a nation state which is having multiple nationalities. But in India, we don't adhere to these kind of sentences because this may create situation of, may fire up the situation, already some challenges which we have for our internal security, for our integrity and unity. We don't adhere to these kind of sentences, these kind of languages. Although when it comes to the concepts of political science, we say that within a state there can be multiple nationalities. Okay, I'm giving you example of Tibet. So Tibet is part of a state, which is that state China. But according to Tibet, they are a separate nation, and they have this demand that declare them as separate nation state. With different culture, different historical link, their territory, population, government, but they want sovereignty. But that sovereignty is not their sovereignty, belongs to Chinese state. I hope this example has given you the due clarity, right? So when we use the word state and nation, now it is clear. Right to national self-determination. Right to national self-determination is sometimes understood to right to independent statehood for nationalities. I mean, generally, it is said that if a particular group is there, for example, in India also you can look at the secessionist movements which have been in the past and the challenges we have as of now. Look into Northeast, look into Punjab, look into several points when this kind of voice was raised in southern parts of India also. So why these voices? Because it was said that if certain group of population, common language, common link, common history, then they should be declared as sovereign. So this, in politics, this idea of nationality is connected to right to independent statehood. If we have something common, this group has something common, then these groups should be given a statehood. Then my point is, this should not be correlated. Yes, we can say in a territory there are people, common language, common link, but it is not necessary that due to this concept of nation in political science, they should be given a separate statehood, because it is impossible as well as undesirable. How many nation states you are going to make in the world then? There's so much diversity. So many nation states won't be political as well as economically viable. We also need to look on the political stability factor. We also need to look on the economic stability factor, right? So that is why we should not correlate the two. Okay, national self-determination is a separate thing. Okay, you are recognized as a group with some commonalities, and right to independent statehood, that's a different thing. You can have this, okay, we can give you certain rights because you have some common commonalities. You can preserve your script, language, but if you demand right to independent statehood, that should be rationalized, right? It is impossible. That is what I have told you, right? So in the next lecture, we are going to cover theory of origin of state. It means when it comes to theories of state, first we have built the basic understanding of the differentiation between state and government, state and nation, and now we are going to jump into this topic, theories of origin of state. How state was originated? What is social contract theory? What is evolutionary theory? What is Marxist theory? And what are the different subtopics which are there, which you need to cover? Okay, I hope this short video exercise is helping you build the due understanding of PSIR optional topics, right? If you are liking this, then mention in comments and tune to the next video. Okay, see you next time. Till then, keep learning, keep growing. Shashank Tyagi signing off.